Howdy, Buffalo Bart here, and welcome. Alright, so happy Valentine's Day to everyone, and do my very best here to carry out a little bit of something here for this Friday night show on Valentine's Day. And I've been back and forth doing some 3D printing, trying to get some things done around the house, and trying to eat so I can get my energy levels up. As many of you know, or may not know, just had some dental work done over the past couple days and pretty much kicked my ass. So what I've done here is just screw around a little bit. I keep wanting to go back to the Paragon assets just to see what I could do with them, and I try it, and dump them, try it, and dump them, back and forth. Do my usual setup stuff. I don't know if you guys caught the latest from Unreal Engine 4, their YouTube channel. Showed interesting thing that come in handy when playing with your projects and packaging and everything else. If you go into the project settings and splash, you can actually change your splash screens. So I'm only worried about Windows. So come in here, go to program files, Epic Games, the particular engine you're working on, engine content, and then splash, and you can edit your own splash for the editor and for the game whenever you do have it packaged. Now you can actually change the file size. This just happens to be 600. Don't ask again. Whatever. But yeah, the editor splash screen when you first load up the project. Now this will show up, and even though this is 600 by 200, you can actually change this to whatever file size you want. So this will come up whenever you're loading your game once it's packaged. Just thought that was kind of cool. You just put it in your project settings and type splash in the search bar, and you can actually find the location for those. But it's in program files, not program files x86. Then just kind of search through. It's in there. Just a little weird, cool feature. Being Valentine's Day, I kind of figured if I'm going to do anything with the, and I don't really need these for my projects. I just was kind of curious on the animations. Hey Frank, how's it been? Yeah, I just mentioned I had some dental work done. I had a tooth pulled, and they cracked my jaw a little bit, so a little bit rough on my talking, but in a lot of pain and discomfort and everything else. So that was Tuesday, so I'm slowly getting back into the swing of things. Well, kind of wanted to take a look at the animations again that were associated with the characters. Not necessarily so much the characters themselves, but just seems like there should be something else useful for Shinbi and her wolves and that kind of stuff. I mean, I'd set it up once before where she spawns in, does her little sound cues and that kind of stuff.
It's not working.
Yeah, it wasn't working for me, so. Oh, I don't remember what the name of the files were. I mean, you got a bunch of different emotes and stuff like that. But there was one for whenever she spawned in. Then there was a spawn animation, and then the begin play animation where she actually does a little heart shaped thing. And I was thinking about that for Valentine's thing. Nice. Sounds like a lot of work. Um, Yeah, I've been working on my project and haven't really got a whole lot of progress the last few days because of how crappy I felt. But we'll get back on the actual
I need to
project.
be out there with my friends. I don't want to watch them die.
Yeah, so I'll get back to my project here soon. I'll come back to looking for this. My inability to use the search feature. But there is a begin play sound and animation that she did. Let me actually look for the mesh itself. Because the skeleton, when you look at the skeleton, they have their own rig associated with the characters. Um, Good God, can you take any longer to load? Did you seem like these characters were a little bit too poorly optimized? That's why I really didn't do much with them. Well, that's no bueno. Not being sick. My brother's had a sinus infection, and it seems like everybody's panicking because of this coronavirus. Jokingly called it the Corolla virus the other day. Oh, yeah, just that constant feeling of it's like you got kicked in the face by a freaking donkey. The jaw hurting right there near the joint, and then the location where the hold, and then when they take the X-ray, the stupid little thing they put in your mouth to hold the X-ray film, um, that always cuts in your freaking mouth. So I have this raw line on the bottom of my mouth from that, and then got the pain from the where the tooth was pulled, and then on top of that, pain near the joint. It's not on the joint itself for my jaw, but it's part of the way down. Because whenever I had my wisdom teeth taken out years ago, they actually, see, heart emote and kiss emote. They actually put sockets in here on the character. So the thing I did not like was the fact that the sword, as far as I remember, I thought the sword was actually attached to the character. I'll have to look inside the actual static mesh or the skeletal mesh. So yeah, to me it looked like the sword was actually part of it, and kind of defeats the purpose of wanting to use these characters. Is the fact that that would be a thing. So many material instances for this particular character, for all of them. As I say, it just didn't seem like, that's her mouth. They were very well optimized. I don't know, it may actually be a preview asset, but it looks like it's part of it. Animations, I couldn't remember, but I didn't think there was an animation blueprint with her. No. Um, all right, you got respawn, recall. So wait on all these damn shaders to compile. But yeah, I finally got to the point where I've been spending so much time helping other people with stuff and all that. Um, and I finally said to hell with it and just started working on my project. And you know, not having any help, not having anybody motivated to help, and you know, just trying to stay focused on what I want and how I can market it properly and so forth. You know, good God, would you hurry up with the damn shaders? So yeah, her respawn, she just drops into the freaking map. So well, that's not a problem. Yeah, I've got a print going right now, and I just finished a print a little while ago. Um, Doing the print that's in the hot box, is what I call it. It's a cardboard box lined with aluminum foil, and I've got a UV curing lamp and a solar powered turntable. So the lamp is providing the UV light to cure the resin, and the little turntable is getting the UV radiation or the light and actually powering the rotisserie. So it is constantly spinning around 360 degrees, so it cures evenly. So by the time I finish up with this video, I'll be able to pull that one out of the hot box. And this other print, I probably got another hour or so on it. Um, One of the concepts that I had while I'm waiting on these frickin' shaders to compile and browsing through the animations here, um, one of the concept ideas that I had was, there we go, level start. That's the one I was looking for. And there we go. The concept being, if you're a gun shop, we'll say, and you think about companies like Magpul, they make great products. I love the Magpul products. I'm not going to say anything bad about them. My current AR-15 precision rifle that I've got has a Magpul PRS-2 on it, or 3. I think PRS Gen 3. Um, and then I've got a couple other ARs that have like Magpul Mo accessories and things like that. But what if you're the gun shop itself and you don't want to keep a large overhead of parts around, but whenever you notice you're getting low on we'll say black grips, of a certain type, all you have to do is queue it up and start 3D printing. So you could actually take that 3D model and have your company logo actually as embellished into the actual 3D model itself, and the product you're selling could have your shop logo built into it. Or, whatever you want product wise. If it's something like a grip or, a rail accessory or something that can be made out of polymers, then yeah, why not? Especially with the quality of products that you can get from a resin based 3D printer. I just posted a link in my 3D printing section of my Discord channel, which I haven't been updating much lately, but it's a new printer that just came out. It's the Frozen Sonic Mini, and it's spelled Phrozen, not FR. It's PH for Frozen. $200, and it's a little, just a hair smaller than what I've got with the Elegoo Mars, but this one uses a different kind of display, and it uses a faster curing resin. And whereas right now, what's taking me so freaking long is I can G2 box. Load that real quick. G2 box is the software I use for slicer, not for slicing, and for this is actually the dimensions of my print bed. This is actually a part for a SIG P320. So I can actually take that and rotate it. And I got this and another part that's actually in here. I got two parts on the bed. And it doesn't matter if you've got this one here and, just move it over here and then put another one here, another one here, and fill up the whole bed. It takes the same amount of time to print, no matter how many you've got. And you see it's green on the bottom. There's no overhang except for right there. And it may or may not be a problem. I probably should have for this part. Things you learn when you're doing 3D printing is with resin for sure, but you're always looking at your overhangs. But I'm trying to print this without doing any support on it. But basically, you take the STL, you bring it into this program, and then you size it where you need to be. This one is fine. You don't need to do any hollowing out because it's not that thick. Whenever you go to set your, if you want to put supports on, you see how you got all this is red? You can actually take and bang, it builds a raft and supports automatically. And Notice that the raft at the bottom actually has an angle on it, so when you're trying to put your scraper in there to take it off of the bed, it makes it a lot easier. And using a ball socket, it does create some what I call chicken belly. So if it's a visible part, then you're going to have to file it. So let's actually delete that one. Um, I've also got this one printing as well. It's base pad for the. This goes with the other part. Um, I actually haven't printed any people yet. I needed to do it. Think of this right here. I actually rotated it. I could do flatten by face and then do like that, and it just snaps it on. Since there was so much green there, I didn't bother doing any supports on this one, and the fact that the angles are good enough. But with the Elegoo, you actually have stuff that comes with it, models that actually came free on the drive. And what's crazy is this is actually you'll be able to see the facets the way that this character was actually created. Um, but I could take her and say throw some supports on. I don't really need to lift her, I don't think. So I can just come back in here and zero that, put her on the ground. You can see her feet should stick, but could actually do that, and it'll automatically generate support for it. It's actually not bad. But since it's trying to do that anyway, I'd go ahead and remove all, and go ahead and raise her up that 5mm, and go ahead and do supports again. Just a preference. I don't think I would do the. I think I would actually do the feet on the ground, and just try to. That's the thing about whenever you're doing these, trying to figure out the best way to do the supports. You look from underneath, and you see the red on the model, and that would be where you'd want to go ahead and just find your lowest point and manually put in your own supports. I'll probably put a couple of them on the staff here. Probably do just for the sake of it on the flame. But you can go through and try to map out where you think you need them and put your own supports in. And try not to put supports on something that's too highly detailed. I'm not going to print this one, but this is just an example of, you know, there are some models that came with the Elegoo Mars. Plus, you have to think any of the Cinti Studios models or anything else, I could actually take Shinbi right here if I wanted to, and find a pose that I liked, and let's just pause the animation, and then say if I liked that animation there, I could make a snapshot of this. Don't want the damn sword on there though. But like I say, I could take this right here and actually create animation asset and um, like current pose, and save that as an actual pose and export that. import it into Blender and then save it as an STL, and then could then import it and just convert it over and do it that way. I've actually done that with some of the Cindy Studios models, trying to come up with one that I liked. And I don't know why I closed Cheeto Box. Um, but let's see. Yeah, this one was pretty cool. But what kind of stuff were you looking to print, though? I mean, miniatures or? Yeah, see, I had a problem with the scale. It's a little bit on the too small side. So I need to go into one of the programs that I've got. See, I actually added the scepter, and I created like a base pad for him to stand on. I mean, I could scale it up here, but I'd rather go into the software and actually clean it up. So the good thing about this is you're sizing it up. If you know what your measurements are, you can actually come in here and physically put in the dimensions. See, 27.56. That's going to be the circle diameter right there. So if you know that you want that to be exactly 2 inches across, or 1 inch across, which would be what, 25, roughly 25 millimeter. I could actually come in here and do this 25, and it'll, since I have the ratio locked, it'll go ahead and do that. So now I've got roughly 1 inch across, or 25 millimeters across, and then you can actually see the height is going to be 47.95, or roughly 48 millimeters tall. So I can actually take that right there. And one of the things you really should do for something like this is hollow, and just click hollow. And now Cheetah Box is free, but it was meant to be used with uh, this printer. See how it created a hollow cavity inside the body there? Um, Probably wouldn't do that, because you'd end up having to find a spot where you can actually poke a hole in it. And poking holes and stuff is easy. But where would you put the hole? You'd really want to, well, give them a butthole, I guess. Figure out where you'd want it to be, and then dig a hole. And 4 millimeters is about as small as I really like to go. So that's pretty well hidden underneath this cape. You could probably move it up higher if you wanted to. I'm just as an example here. Then you look at the base pad. Um, it's actually solid for the most part. And the reason why you want to have a hole there is not because you want to give them a butthole, but if you don't, resin can get trapped inside there, and it will actually hold that resin, and it may not cure unless you're using a clear resin. Currently, right now, I'm using gray resin. It's not see-through. Yeah, see, I could 3D print that. Yeah, well, not a problem. I know you guys can't see what I'm talking about because he posted in Discord. That's why you need to be on my Discord server. But yeah, I mean, I could take that character right there, with or without. Preferably if you wanted this to be like for a tabletop game. That's why I put a base here on it. Not that I'm planning on playing any tabletop games, but it allows it to stand without having to worry about if the feet are going to keep it stable or not. Being that I added the scepter in on this guy, I don't really like the pose. I should have worked on the pose more, but um, But yeah, I with three legs, it's gonna be more stable than just 2 feet. But with your character right there, if you put him on like a platform, whether it's just a little flat disc or something, just to keep him from falling over, yeah, that wouldn't be a problem. And what's funny is the 3D printer, um, the quality. Holy crap! I mean, I think I posted some pictures on Discord. Um, Now these were the failed prints, but I'll explain why they failed here in just a second. But you get what's called chicken belly. Now, see this right here, where it's tapered this way and tapered that way. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be flat. But you look, this is right off of the printer. It came with that super smooth, glassy finish to it. And with traditional 3D printers, you see a lot more of the layer lines. You almost don't see them at all on these. In fact, I've got these in that picture. I've got them right here in my hand. One of them. And now this is a bottle cap wrench that I made for Mom. And these serrations right here are exact to the size of a regular 20-ounce soda bottle. And for her to be able to grip onto the soda bottle, she can't open up the bottle because of her hands, arthritis and things like that. So got this wrench here. I actually downloaded it from Thingiverse, and I had to rescale it a little bit. You notice I put some holes in it, and those are drain holes. I could do circle, I could do square, I can do hexagon, but you can either put them in an area where they're part of the actual model, or, and weirdly enough, the best spot would have been here on top instead of here. That's actually the bottom where it actually sat flat on the print bed. But yeah, the print quality is really really good. Thought I had some other images and stuff that I printed right here, but it must be in a different folder. Yeah, having a base on that character I think would look really good. Um, Another experiment that I'm going to do. Let's get you off there. Let's just see if I can find it easy. Well, I was also looking at doing. That came out a little bit too big. That's one of the ships from Cindy Studios. But if it comes out too big to fit on your printer, you've got a couple options. You can go into another program and cut it in half and see if it'll fit, or cut it into pieces, or you can just scale it to fit. Just that easy. Um, but you can also rotate it, maybe see if a different angle might help. Um, but that's the Cindy Studios ship, battleship. So I was thinking about printing that too. Um, and again, this is another one that it is scaled so far off that I actually need to go into a program like Blender or whatever else and actually fix the scale for printing. And then I can do scale. It's already scaled if it was already hit. So, but yeah, you can print in really good detail as long as you check for your supports and things like that. If you go to the support page or section right there, you can actually look and see that's a lot of red. So you can just load it up with supports or automatically generate supports or whatever else. Tanks, submarine. Oh my god. Now these are Cinti Studios assets, so that's why they have that lower poly look to them. But I mean, you can actually take some higher quality stuff. That's the P-51 Mustang. And I could have rigged that with the landing gear out as well, but I'm going to end up printing this one just because. But I want to rotate it so the arms are back a little bit more. But that's just the standard idle animation pose. And I just did a little base stand for him. Whenever I hollowed him out, I had some issues with hollowing. So I'm going to wait to print him and actually order some see-through type. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. But yeah, just if you want to see some 3D printing videos with stuff that I'm learning and whatnot, then yeah, I'm game for that. Let's actually put her where I can see her. See, it's 000 location where I put her into the map. It's where I thought I was going to put her in the map. And let's actually take our player start and move it back, which I usually do anyway, to 750. So she does her little bounty thingy and her heart thing, and then pulls her sword out and she's ready to go at that point. I swear I thought she actually had, well, she has blend spaces and aim offsets already set up here, but I swear I thought she already had a animation blueprint. Of course, I have been wrong before. Particle effects. Global. Mouth. No, we ain't worried about that. Her effects. Eyes. Material functions. Material layers. There's a lot of stuff that went in for these characters here. And yeah, maybe a little bit too much, Different skins. Shouldn't be jade and oh, good God, would you come on? And Dynasty, and I didn't play the game, and so I don't know anything about these characters. We're just gonna have to wait for it to actually catch up here. Um, Yay, another damn near 600 frickin' shaders to compile that I don't care about. Um, the wolf I thought was pretty cool too. Again, probably have to wait for shaders on this shit too. Yeah. But they actually have the wolves in here, and they actually have some animations that go along with them. It just happens to be the idle animation. And I hate non-in-place animations. But we're not worried about the wolf. I was looking for any potential blueprints for her. And apparently there is none. So let's just go ahead and I'll just throw something together. Yeah, apparently she had a wolf that was her, like, I don't know, spirit, something or the other. She could spawn them and they would attack or whatever. Like I said, I didn't play the game, so I don't know any of the stuff that she does. So we're waiting on these damn shaders to compile that I don't care about. Let's go ahead and dump that. And we'll make a non-working version. Or actually, let's make a duplicate of the player character. And let's see what we can do here. So this is actually, we'll just leave all this shit in here. Event begin play. Yeah, it's fine. Um, but what we're going to have to do is take a look at the. Because see, if I just try to change the skeleton over, she is not rigged according to the third person, the little frickin' mannequin, Manny. So meshes, look at the skeleton, and yeah, front, tail, um, yeah, there's all kind of weird shit in there. And you got Paragon Proto Retarget. So these look similar to the standard. You got weapon L. You got all kind of weird stuff here for the stuff. I'm not going to bother going through doing all the retargeting and stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and make a let's do animations folder, and let's do a animation blueprint based off of Shinbi skeleton. Alright. I have seen somewhere her animation blueprint. Be damned if I know where it is. So we're just come over here and for now add new state machine. And we'll start with an idle. I'm not going to get carried away with this shit right now. We'll just add a state. Idle. Idle walk. In fact, I'm not even worried about the walk portion of it. We're just going to do, here's her ability dash. Idle. Yeah, that'll be fine. We just need to get that idle going. So there, and she's just doing a regular idle. See, she had all kind of weird freaking animations and stuff. So if you look at the base right here, and this was dash. That was one that when I was doing all these people that wanted me to do something. What the hell was all that? Going into a wolf form? I have no clue what the hell that's all about. But yeah, all the people who wanted to get involved in doing the thing to revive Paragon. Okay, well, you guys want to work on a project? Submit a working dash. So I Googled it and YouTubed it to figure out what the hell it was supposed to look like and what it was supposed to work like, and I made it. Not one person could actually. All right, level start. Could actually submit to me a working dash. All I wanted was the blueprint. That's all they needed. But nobody could do it. I'm just going to see if I can plug this into end state. Begin match. So this is her entry. And the animation we're looking for is level start. Level start montage. Can't use a montage in here. And it's not going to be happy because I haven't put a how do you get into that state. The hell is this? Oh, well, trigger pot on her. Um, hmm. Actually, let's take it out of there for now. So let's actually open up this character. And we don't need the FPS camera. Well, we'll leave it in there. Look at the viewport. Got a mesh. Shouldn't be. Animation class. For right now, she has no animation. Other than just doing the idle. And we're going to ignore all this stuff here. But on startup, you know, I'm not even going to get carried away with this shit either. Um, Working on trying not to be in as much pain. But I just wanted to do something quick just to show the Shinbi character doing her little heart thing. Just to talk to everybody, see what's going on and what you guys are working on and things like that. Oh, fuck me, that hurts. Oh, sorry. Sneezing with, all the crap with my teeth right now, my dental work and stuff, that was kind of painful. Uh, we'll just do a static. Nowadays, skeletal mesh shouldn't be use animation and asset and idle. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Mr. Earlier was talking about had a tooth pulled and dentist actually cracked my freaking jaw a little bit. Not all the way, but when I had my wisdom teeth pulled many years ago, the dentist actually uh, had to cut away part of my freaking jawbone on the lower on both sides, and it kind of left me with a bit of a glass jaw. Alright, so that's got her just doing her regular idle animation. To do. So yeah, that sneeze just in with the fact that I had a tooth pulled and a cracked jaw. Yeah, really uncomfortable. Let's actually create a custom event. Why? Because I like custom events. Do starter animation. Then we'll just plug that in here. Yeah, see, one of the other things that I asked for whenever I was, dealing with everybody wanting me to give rebirth to Paragon was just convert all the freaking animations over to work on. Appreciate it, man. To work with the UE4 mannequin skeleton, and then re-rig all the characters from Paragon to use the UE4 mannequin skeleton the way that they should have been done to begin with, so that I can take that UE4 mannequin skeleton or Manny and have him doing the same animations as Shinbi. Or, I could have one of the other characters doing her animation. And, when people start questioning, oh, why do you want all that? Because I fucking ask you for it. If I'm going to be the team leader and the owner of this endeavor, and you want to work on it, then you do what's required of you. I mean, for one. Second, it's to make things easier in the long run. And improve on the game however I want it. Oh, damn. Sorry for all the sniffles now. So what we're going to do here is we're going to actually get a reference to our skeletal mesh. And we are going to play animation. I'm not worried about running animation montages and shit like that. This is a static character, so it was level start. And that level start animation, I mean, technically, I could actually go ahead and tell it to use that animation blueprint because I've already given it the idle animation. That's the only animation that's in that damn thing. But so on begin play, she's going to do that, and then freeze solid. I wanted to go back into the idle animation. So that level start, this would be easier to run off of the montage and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm not going to do anything serious tonight. This is more of just talking to you guys, see what you're working on. And if you guys want me to open up my my stream party project, I can. Or I started working on again the basic shooter template, just to take my mind off of my regular project, because I don't want to work on anything on it while I'm distracted. So that's 5 seconds. Now, you know what I'm saying. If you're highly distracted, it's not good to work on your main project. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do some 3D printing. I'm gonna do some other stuff. I'm just gonna do my thing, clear my head, and then I'll get back into the project. So I'm just gonna plumb off you, anim instance mode, or set anim instance class. Plug you right back in here, and we're gonna use shouldn't be animation blueprint. So she's gonna do her little thing, blow her sword, and then now she's in her idle animation. So I had all this done once before, and it's one of those things where right here we're gonna have to, or probably here, we're gonna have to sequence it. And again, there is I will preface this by saying there is a much better way of doing this, but I forget how to do it. Level start animation and the animation montage. See, right here is that, where she actually, boom, draws her sword. There should be animation notifies in here, and I don't remember how to use the damn things. I don't do animations very often. So right here, boom, she does her animation, or not her animation, but it calls in a emitter. And I think it was in here. Yeah, right there. This particle right here. So let's just go ahead and look and see. Current time 2.4. We'll start with that. Delay. What is where, if you're trying to figure out where this actually, her hands come together. Let's actually look at the particle. don't think that's right. Because when she does that, she does this little heart thing, and the heart comes off of it. I'm going to leave it untimed. It's going to be off, but spawn emitter at location. And the location we're going to have to get is from the skeletal mesh. Get socket location. And the socket we're actually looking for was I can't remember the damn name of it. There was an actual, see, heart emote. It actually spawns from a socket. So copy selected socket. No, I want. There was actually you see, I don't want to copy it. So that, do that. So select it, hit F2 like you're going to rename it, but I'm not renaming it. So we'll put that in here, and that'll give us the location to actually do it. All right, so the shit. Level start heart. That's the actual one that I was looking for. And it's in the wrong spot. So that's where we're going to need to actually look at the animation. So right, boom, we want it to happen there. So that's actually, if we look at it, it's going to tell you right here is 2.405. So let's try 2.400. That's close. I mean, sit there and adjust the time and everything to where you're happy with it and get it nice and perfect. But then she also had a sound that she played as well, if I remember correctly. Sound cues. I don't remember what it actually was. Yeah, the Stream Party project. I started working on the Minecraft arena, and it's not going to be go in there and try to recreate Minecraft, but the Minecraft arena is basically it's just going to be a shooter, like a first-person shooter arena or a combat arena. It's looking pretty good. I don't have the trees the way that I like. I got temporary trees in there. I just didn't know if you guys thought that would actually be a fun thing to do or a good thing to worry about having in the game is actually having a Minecraft arena where you can go in there and like I said, it's just temporary. I want a way to show off the default models that I put together, the cubes, the materials, and that kind of stuff. If you want to see, I mean, I can change projects over. This was just, something to take my mind off of everything else. And say happy Valentine's Day to everyone. If you have a significant other. If not, sucks to be you. Sucks to be me, because I don't have one right now. But Um, so I'm right there with you if you don't have a significant other, and if you do, shut up. If you have a significant other, a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, husband, wife, what the hell are you doing?
Okay, guys. Ready to do this?
Yeah, what are you doing watching my ass? It's not actually the sound file that I want. There's another particular one. Alright, so she does her heart thingy, and then maybe at the end of it, 5 seconds. Um, Play sound at location. Right now, the location doesn't really matter, but you know, if it's going to be a thing, I'll just plug it in there. Um, Start, no. Level, bought item, card points, level 5, level up. We'll just use the one we're messing with just then. Um,
Ready to send him packing?
yeah, see, there's that. I don't remember how they did that. I guess dialogue is part of the sound cue. Um, so for now, let's just run a delay and put this at like 10 seconds. Just make a freaking loop for now so I can watch this instead of having to try to hurry up.
Are you ready to dance? Okay, guys. Ready to do this?
Yeah, so the sound cue, let's actually take a look at that cue. So you actually have dialogue. Never used the dialogue feature before. Um, hmm. Directed at no one. Shouldn't be neuter. That doesn't sound good. But yeah, that's something to look at later on as creating the sound cues with the dialogue.
Ready to send him packing?
So does she actually have another I'm talking thing now, or?
Hi there.
Hi there. But see, my thought concept was taking these characters here, and they're free to use, and they're decent looking characters. I mean, she's kind of cute, but instead of her having a sword, give her a freaking weapon. That's the thing is, you look at her static mesh, and she has the freaking sword permanently attached. I don't want her to have that sword. Her tassels like going through her stomach and coming out through her shorts there. But there's some cool ass characters in there, but the weapons are affixed to their hands, so you'd have to export them, delete the weapon, and then re-import them. But if you can go through all that, then why not just re-rig them to use the UE4 mannequin skeleton and be done with it, and then retarget all these friggin' animations to work with the UE4 mannequin skeleton. So, I mean, I could sit here and pick through all this stuff right here, but why not go ahead and try to retarget to the UE4 mannequin? So, in here, just going to be shits and grins, whatever. And if I take one of these animations and The hell was that all about? They're really quick, 29 frames. Let's close you. Yeah, she throws her sword up in the air and catches it and says "booyah." I remember playing around with that one at one time. Alright, so what if I just want to take that one? Let's apply to asset and save. And I'm not going to do a thing. I'm just going to retarget and see there's nothing there. So let's look at her mesh. Wherever the hell is her mesh? Where's your mesh? Close some of these unnecessary ones. Meshes. Retargeting manager. So here's the thing. She's in Y pose, A pose, whatever the hell you want to call it. She has her own rig. If you look at the UE4 mannequin skeleton, let's go to Manny, character mesh. Now, we can select rig, or let's actually try to use her rig. Paragon Proto Retarget. Weapon L doesn't exist, so that's one would have to be recreated. It has been so long since I actually screwed around with these stupid animations. So let's try that. Now let's see what happens. What was this one here? Alright, that one's fine. Emote happy clap. That sounds like a disease. Man, I got the happy clap when I went down to that bar. Alright, click on the right thing, you dumbass. UE4 mannequin skeleton. Let's change the folder. Character. Animation. Whatever. Oh my god, it just looks kind of creepy. Oh, we gotta put that one actually on the frickin' map. If you want to see how an animation looks, you can just drop it in the frickin' map.
Okay, guys. Ready to do this?
Oh my god. Such a valley girl.
Are you ready to dance?
Okay, okay. I needed a little bit of a laugh there. There's just certain animations that.
Ready to send him packing?
Alright, you should be. You're delightful, but go the hell away. There's just certain animations that whenever you retarget them to Manny, they just look a little bit weird. Like, oh my god. So, yeah. But here's the thing, is since you can do that, you can retarget the animations over to UE4 Mannequin, then you could then, if you want to, take the City Studios characters and map them with these same things. The hell is a bound? Okay, guess she's bound up. Idle pose, idle stand, death. All right, blow a kiss. We want Manny to blow a kiss. Retarget. Let's see what that looks like. Okie dokie. So yeah, see that's the thing is trying to find what's actually useful from these things. And I honestly think that I mean the characters look nice, but mm, instead I'd rather have them all retargeted to the actual UE4 mannequin skeleton. Copy them all over, retarget them like I'm doing one at a time, just kind of screwing around, and then actually taking the actual skeletons and the mesh and exporting them, taking the weapons out of their friggin' hands, and actually using the UE4 mannequins rig inside. Not making you know the humanoid rig or whatever. I'm talking about actually replacing the entire skeleton and the Paragon characters over to use the UE4 mannequin skeleton, so that their meshes would then be interchangeable with Manny. Just like whenever we target everything over to the Cindy characters, I make one single frickin' skeleton, and since all of their characters use the same skeleton, I can actually then just reassign the skeleton of any of the characters from any of the asset packs to use my existing one, and it makes changing characters perfectly stupid easy. Jump start. Um, I hope that makes sense. Okay. See, play particle effect. 3.177. But where's the particle effect? Usually you can see it inside here. Recall. So again, I'm just going to retarget. Oh, it's so torquey. But yeah, I lost any desire to work with any of these assets. And you know, my whole concept was I wanted to have more control over the characters, and that's like a reason why I like using the City Studios characters. Is I can use all of their friggin' asset packs with one skeleton. These characters just seem like they're overdone. Shouldn't be Wolf though. Wolf spawn, breath, select A, select B, select intro. See, that's kind of cool, you know? You could just sit there and change the skin out instead of having that funky ass color. And if you get too close, then it does that snarl and growl and snap thing. But there's other things you could probably do with these characters. But keep in mind also these are quadrupeds, so you actually can then you have a skeleton to work with. So you could actually create a rig for that and probably reuse it. But like I said, I didn't have a hell of a lot of use for these things, um, other than whenever everybody else wanted to get into the idea of actually using them for a project. But I mean, you can sit there and go through
Okay,
and do all
guys.
this.
Ready to do this?
So let's actually quick glance at stream party, and then in the I still have it under admin. I need to change that over. I just haven't got around to it yet. Like I said, it's been a kind of a weird week. Oh, my 3D print has completed. You see what I was saying about doing the editor splash screen? Maps, test map. All right, well, let's actually take a look at it again from main menu map. And we will actually play in standalone games so you can get an idea of where I am now. And then I'm going to go ahead and glove up a little bit and clean up my 3D model if it didn't fail. But we'll see here in just a little bit. So go to the character editor, change to yellow mesh, Steam functionality, confirm, go to multiplayer, host, and there we go. So I need to clean up that TNT. It's not finished yet, but yeah, the primary arena, placeholder buildings. I still haven't finished doing the. You can see I'm on the green team, so there's one person here on the green team, nobody here on the red team. If I change over to the red team, the score will update. For the infection mode, so as you're running around, see red is one person. So as you're playing in the infected mode, if it's 5 versus 5 and the green team captures, you're capturing people, you're not killing people. You have infected people and you have the cured people or the healthy people. The healthy are trying to cure the infected, and the infected, well, they're just trying to infect the healthy people. And whenever you infect somebody, they go from they become part of your team. So basically, you're capturing people, and the team who has all of the people wins. All right, the Minecraft arena. Again, trees are very, 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 very placeholder. Um, I thought I disabled the TNT. So what do you guys think about the houses? I mean, this is a typical Minecraft house. I don't have any doors on them. But it's actually, they created a static mesh for it. I don't know if you can tell, but just to kind of make it look a little bit more standout, the pathway is actually, and the materials aren't completed, but they're just functional. The pathway is just up by a few units, just so it actually gives some detail to the map. Um, Materials don't look bad overall. They look pretty Minecrafty. Just that the sheen isn't correct. Has a weird look to them. But this is the concept for setting up a combat arena. Like you could be in a create a village and you're fighting inside the village. And the whole point is yeah, thanks. Yeah. Use TNT as a way to jump off. I thought the materials actually are looking pretty good. When you're setting them up, you can actually set the top and all the different sides separately. So the bottom of the block will be all dirt. The sides are dirt with grass on top, and then, well, grass on top. So just straight dirt mesh. Cobblestone, wood, of course the TNT. If you look, TNT has a top, bottom, and sides. These are actually modified real Minecraft textures, by the way. Again, if you guys want the Minecraft textures to make your own materials, let me know. Oh, resume game. So yeah, I wanted to have a Minecraft themed room for doing all out combat or whatever type of combat you want, whether it's swords. And the host of the server is actually the one that picks the game modes. So I did change the cell phone over from the tab key to the Q key, so you can check your bank balance. You can check your key bindings, change game settings, change your dance. You've got F key is still for the dancing emote. So I'm going to change this to where this is a dance emote, and then you'll have like a regular emote. And you can actually change, churn some butter. And you can actually move your character around, move your view around a little bit whenever you're doing this. But you want to do some Gangnam style. Hey, Macarena. So you hit F to do the dance emote for right now, and you hit it again to stop. And if you're already doing it and you change your emote, hit it to stop it and then hit it again to restart it. So yes, you haven't lived until you've seen the UE4 mannequin do a twerk. Or the YMCA. So you'll have a dance emote, and then you'll actually have a separate regular emote system. And you hit the Q key again to actually close the phone. The admin menu, I have not done anything yet. So you can go on duty and look at your own anus. And if you're on duty, you cannot go into the arena. So you're in God mode when you're on duty, being a police officer. I still need to go through and change the hat vendor. I may actually make this part of the phone instead of a standalone vendor. So if I want to go back off duty again, you see he's firing off the thing. Oh, and by the way, the in the arena, since this is an infected mode, you go into first-person view, you get a crosshair, you're actually shooting darts. There's an actual mesh that comes firing out that, yeah, have it like in the club Studio 78. Oh, and by the way, the town hall, the prison feature does work. So if you target a player while you're in admin mode or in duty mode, you can actually click on the button to physically send them to jail. They will spawn inside this jail cell. As you're running around, if you're in the arena and your health was low and you left the arena, you can just come over, see the doctor, and get healed back up again. Well, let's go by the nightclub. So having like Shinbi on the stage doing her dance thing, and just curious if I import the one of the dances over to Shinbi and see if I can get her to do it. Sure, I could probably get it to work. See, this black mesh is a little bit on the dark side whenever you're in here. But these are all configured so that everything is quick and easy. Because whenever I actually get ready to release this, all the assets will be City Studios assets. Over here, gee, you can tell where the post process volume for the lighting versus coming back here where it isn't. The building itself is actually inside a blueprint, so it's easier to control the lighting with a post process volume to get the darkness that I wanted. You need to disable the crosshair whenever you're not in a combat mode. But the reason why I had it was just because of the on-duty mode. But all this stuff is all placeholder stuff. I just want to get more and more of the functionality done. But I did want to get your guys' idea and thought process on the Power Ranger Dance Club. I like it. Damn TNT everywhere. Let's go back to the main menu and escape or exit game. The TNT is actually, that one is just a rogue TNT. Get rid of that one. TNT spawner. It was experimental thing that I was working with. That basically you pop it into the map and you set your minimum and maximum spread and the respawn rate, how long they live before they just go away on their own. Was setting up a functional spawner. So I'm actually going to take that out of here. So you can actually test, set up TNT to spawn whenever or wherever you want. Each of these houses is actually a blueprint. So all you do is just drop one into the map and then create your road as just a BSP geometry with the material on it. Yes, I have most of these things actually somewhat neat. I'm still cleaning up the map. I hate that it opens up all that shit every damn time, but those materials, those are the materials, and these are the textures that I have so far. I don't have the latest version. Well, I do have the latest version of Minecraft, but I don't have the textures on the newest stuff. But if anybody wants these, just let me know, and in Discord, and I'll package them up. Yeah, I mean, it's easier to work with just the texture because then all you have to do is just right click on it and create material. But then create your own material functions to it. I think I'm already. Well, I've got them all in one folder already, but games. Nope, not in that folder. I put them in an appropriate location where I wouldn't lose them, and I always forget where I put them. But I've got all these textures right here. I was actually working on some more. I didn't like the way that the alphas were coming out on the leaves. That's why I went ahead and deleted them. And I also had doors. I was working on those, and I need to work on the way that they're actually show up in the map. God damn it. That's where I thought I had it in this folder. And it no there. Well, yeah, I mean, that's just the nature of the beast for the way that they look. Um, actually, believe it or not, the actual images themselves are like 32 by 32. It depends on the actual uh, texture pack. If you're using an actual texture pack on Minecraft, then you can actually get it up to what, like 256 or whatever. But the standard, I think it's like 32 by 32 image, and I resize them to 320. So it's a three. These are actually, yeah, 320 by 320 instead of 32. Um, Let me actually open up GIMP. Sorry. Where the hell are they at? The cube. If you think about them, the size of that, it was a cube. It was like 1 cubic yard or 1 cubic meter, so roughly 3 feet. And roughly, Manny is just shy of 6 feet tall, or just shy of 2 meters tall. And if you think about it, 100 by 100 block, and this these are 100 by 100 materials the way they work out. So if I actually go to my build map and I've already got these created, but as an example, go to my materials, Minecraft. Let's create a stone brick. Wow, you're just being stupid. Select the material, go to geometry, drop a box in there. It's going to default to 200 by 200. And let's do 50. Resize it to 100 by 100 by 100. And as you can see, that looks about right. And there you have a stone block. And if you compare that when you're actually playing Minecraft, that's I mean, could have made them smaller, but it just works out well that it's 100 by 100. So I was actually just looking to see if I find them. Roughly, because if you look at your regular BSP geometry comes with world grid material as its standard material on it. This dark colored square is 100 by 100. Same thing. These light ones are 100 by 100. And if you break it down even smaller, 10, 20, 30, each one of these little small squares is 10 by 10. So 10 units by 10 units. So this is 100 by 100. And if you're trying to recreate a Minecraft world, you could, like, say, if you're trying to create a building, we'll say, out of cobblestone, or like the houses that I created and set up in there. So if you wanted 100 by 100 by 300 with a half height of 150, and we'll put this at 0. So I can actually take this, and if you think about it, when you're building a Minecraft, if you're a Minecraft player, if you're building a Minecraft house, everything is pretty much going to be symmetrical anyway. So if I'm coming from a 0, we have to think it's actually going to be 50 over and then 50 up, and it will fit into that kind of deal. So if I actually take this and bring it here. I think this is going to be 0. So if I move over to here, it's 50, 100. Well, how do I get it to work correctly is, let's actually take this material here. We'll do oak planks. Throw another box. We'll put it at 0, 0, 150. And then let's do the X, which is going to be front and back. We'll do it as 100. And then we'll do this 5 blocks wide, so that's 500. And then we're going to be 3 blocks high. So now, as you look at it, if you look at the world grid material, now you can line it up to where it's you can build off of that. And if you want a door, well, simple enough. Just use the same material, bring another box collision in, and for your X, I would set that to 110, and your Y, 100, and we'll leave it at 200. And then we'll change it to subtractive. And there you go. And then if you want to like put your cobblestone on the edge right there, then you just go ahead and change over to your cobblestone. If you want to change your ground texture to bedrock, no problem. But all right, we'll do this, and it'll be 100 by 100 by 300, and it's 300 on the Z. You change your location to half of what your Z height is, and you're good. And then Control C, Control V. There you go. And then you want to build your sides and everything else. Yeah, you just your first one, Control C, Control V. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. 110 is so that for your door opening, which was you, it extends past on both sides. If not, then it won't go through all the way. You won't be able to walk through it. So you want your to be a little bit different. And what I did not do on my other one is I needed to come back in here to my material, click on this face, and shift it over a little bit. You see the material is not the right size either. So you can actually come in here and go to your scale and change it so that it actually, yeah, but because it's subtractive, you're cutting a hole in it. But you can actually take and change your scale to like 0.9 and 0.9 and apply. Then try moving your texture, see if that actually would fix it. It's too small. 0.95 and 0.95. You can actually resize your material to where it actually fits the opening, and then you can actually move it. And I should have done this on my other ones. So you can see you get the materials to line up correctly. Whereas before, you can see it was off a little bit on this door frame on the inside. So we just click on that face and change that to 0.95. This one to 0.95 and apply. And just move your material around a little bit. Till it lines up. That way, it just kind of neatens up the material a little bit. check your top, make sure that it's actually going the right direction. If I want that to actually go a different direction, I can actually rotate 90 degrees. Now, let's take a look at it. Looks better. Oh, we're going to take U and U. Control C, Control V. But, you know, a little bit more complicated than actually making a house in Minecraft for real, but when you're actually making it out of BSP geometries, you have to kind of do what you got to do, right? So again, I'm going to center this out 0, 0, and 150, and then X is going to be my left and right now, so that's going to be 500, 100, and 300. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so my back wall's in the wrong spot. So that also means that whenever you're creating your stairs, if you want to recreate the stairs, you have to remember that your block height is 100 by 100. If you want an accurate set of Minecraft stairs, or accurate-ish, nope. I haven't done any actual 3D modeling in a long time. I'm relearning, and I'm using Fusion 360 and a few other programs. You know, back in the day, whenever I was doing a lot of 3D modeling, it was on Z Modeler. It was free program. It was badass back in the day for doing video game related stuff for cars and things like that. But did a lot of cars, a lot of trucks, Jeeps, things like that. Um, well, if you think stairs in Minecraft, and I don't remember exactly how they look, but if I select cobblestone for stairs, we'll say, and drag this in, well, you could spend a lot of time on the material itself, but um, Minecraft is just like that. But here's the problem: is if you compare that to, let's grab a regular Minecraft. Let's take a log, put it in here. Yeah, these stairs just don't quite cut it. So you actually have to change the parameters, step length of 50. So since I have two stairs, then yeah, see, it's going to be the right this way. But if you try to change your stair height, step height would be 50 as well. And let's actually then move it back up. And that's where it looks. Well, we have to change the width to 100. But if I go to play now, I can't physically use this as a set of stairs. So there's a way around that. Well, because in Minecraft, there wouldn't be three that way, and it wouldn't look right. If you did three, you could actually use it. But here's the thing. You could actually take that and turn this into, and what I would actually do is actually take some time to redo the material Yeah, see, if I did 3, well, that's just going to do that. Then I'd have to change my measurements and so forth. But I can actually create this into a static mesh, and it's going to lose its collision. But then I can create my own custom collision to make it like a ramp type effect, and actually make it functional. But um, when you walk to it, you could actually walk right up. Because see, um, the step height of I think over a 30, you can't step up on with the character. But if you want this to be correct with the Minecraft style, then you grab your linear stair brush, create a static mesh, fix your materials on here first before you do this. But go to Assets, Mesh, Minecraft, SM stair. Well, see, if I do this now, that I've converted that into a static mesh, it loses its collision whenever I convert it. And it's a bad thing normally, but in this case, I can do collision, simple collision, there isn't any. So I can go to collision and add box simplified collision, select the collision, change the scale on it, make it small, and play around with the angles of it a little bit. And actually, let's change the scale of it a little bit too. And we're going to cheat. So now, we just made a ramp out of it. So technically, it's still a usable stair at this point. If we try to approach it from this way, we're stopped. Try to approach it from this way, we're stopped. But we go into the stair that way, it works pretty good. I would definitely change the location of it just a little bit. Let's try that. See if we can still walk up it. Yep. So now we're standing on top of it, and we go down. We're pretty much on the step now, and we've only got that one little small collision, but it's in the shape of a ramp. But it works without having to go in there and spend a buttload of friggin' time making a full custom collision. This actually lets us use what shouldn't work, makes it work. And that's it. We just created a temporary or a new collision inside of here. But when you do these also like that, go in here and change your light map resolution to at least like 64, and your light map coordinate index to at least 1. So if you do compile your lighting, then it won't just be a solid black piece. So now, if you wanted to use it, you can actually bring it into your map. Because I didn't set the pivot point on it, it's just going to have a wonky pivot point. So, like that. But honestly, if I wanted to have, like, the stairs, a lot of times in Minecraft, use it for a building roof structure. So let's actually take and go back to our materials. Let's do cobblestone. Yeah, just fun to kind of screw around. Do the same thing we just did there. Number of steps, 2. Step length, 50 and 50 on height. And let's set that up there for our roof. And we we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll make our step width 700. Now this is going to be kind of wonky if you tried to, because of Minecraft, if you now put stairs in this way, you put one here, it'll automatically turn that one into a corner piece. It's not going to work like that now. So, yeah. Just saying, if you're just trying to make this stuff for, you know, making like I'm doing here, it's a Minecraft theme. So we're just taking, screw it, I'm just going to cap it off with a box collision. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600, and the X, and it should be 700 this way and 100 this way. But the whole point of having the Minecraft themed room, just for shits and grins. Damn it. This is why I'm taking time off from my regular project. Trying to get my collective shit together. Yeah, I'm getting ready to do the same thing here. But hey, I know there's much rejoicing. We created a house. A Minecraft themed house. And you could come in here and carve out windows and shit like that too. So I'm actually going to go ahead and save all. I've got a 3D print I need to check and clean and set in the hot box to cure. But I am not worried about doing that. So this is why I'm not doing anything heavy tonight. Because I just was losing focus on a lot of stuff. And anytime you're unable to really truly focus on what you're doing, then it's best to not be working on your primary project. So, thanks for guys stopping in. So keep up with me on Discord. If you want to talk about 3D printing stuff, let me know. I'll try to post some pictures of the latest 2 prints, and we'll go from there. All right, guys and gals, I'm going to get out of here. Y'all take care and have a great weekend.